Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm Sean, second the money green. Give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use a promo code JUICE. $10 bet turns into $200 in free bets if either team scores a touchdown. Good for college and pro. Restrictions apply. All right. What's happening? 1-2 on the night. Not great. We'll get to that. We, of course, have some Thursday night picks. Got a side, got some props, maybe a little D-Gen action. Speaking of that, I just got back from Vegas. Did the rare day trip to Vegas. So woke up, got the first flight from Burbank to Las Vegas this morning. Came back on the last flight. I mean, the free plug for Southwest. Amazing. It was, you can get these flights pretty cheap. Obviously got down on the action a little bit. Bet some games. Maybe squeezing a little blackjack, and then tape some shows at the Wynn there for my other gig, and back in LA. Man, that flight is awesome. 45 minutes, and you're in paradise. You're back you're in Sin City, living it up. All right, let's get to the recap. 1-2 Sixers, they got destroyed. Whoops, my bad. 85-113, beat only 19 points. I thought it was a good spot for them. Obviously, I was wrong. Cleveland just looks to be pretty good this year. And, I don't know what else to say. They just got their ass kicked. UNC +7. They're only down 6.5. Needed to kind of come back, but Indiana just held serve there in the second half. And, they won each half by 6 points. So they ended up winning 77-65. But saving the night from being a complete disaster, New Mexico, the Lobos. New Mexico won outright, 69-65. They were catching 10.5 points. I was like, okay, you like these three dogs. Hey, go with the Sixers as the small money line dog. Should have just went all in on New Mexico. The only thing that was scaring me was like, what am I missing that the spread is 10.5? Apparently, I was on the right side there. So it was just a good game, and New Mexico, well coached, undefeated. They could be kind of interesting. Could make a little noise here. 4A team for New Mexico. We'll see. But off to a great start. Hey, speaking of great starts, we are coming to a great finish. See what I did there? With the Kenneth Walker jersey giveaway. Just go to youtube.com/bettingpros. Hit subscribe. Comment on this very video with your why don't you predict USA Netherlands? Give me the score prediction, and that comment automatically entered to win an autographed K9 jersey, aka Kenneth Walker, courtesy of Pristine Auction. And we are raffling that jersey away on Friday. So the episode that posts on Friday, we will have the winner of the jersey there. All right, kicking things off. Here we go. Bills at the Pats. I'm going Bills -3.5, 2 units over on DraftKings. This Bills offense, they've been sputtering a little bit. Josh Allen's been forcing the ball a little bit. This, I think, is – and, I know the Patriots' defense is pretty tough, but Bill Belichick always struggles with rushing quarterbacks. You saw it with Justin Fields, and, just historically, him and his mullet-loving son just can't figure out rushing quarterbacks to save their life. Josh Allen has had a pretty good number ATS against the Pats, and this is actually Josh Allen's – they've had a kind of crazy schedule. This is actually his first full week of regular practice, and another week from when he sprained his elbow or whatever that elbow UCL injury is. And the Bills really can't afford to lose ground in the AFC East. And I still don't think the Patriots offense is very good. I know they looked really good last week on Thanksgiving against the Vikings. Mac Jones lit them up for 380 yards. To me, that was more about the Vikings defense than the Patriots offense. So I'm not going to be fooled, and I'm going to take the Bills -3.5. Bills defense is also getting healthy. I think they're going to be able to do pretty good rushing the passer there. So, give me the Bills -3.5. As far as props, let's get it going. Josh Allen, over 42.5 rush yards. Get that over on DK. Last year, combined 2 games against the Patriots, 18 for 103. And again, like I said when we were talking about the game, like the Patriots always struggle to stop rushing quarterbacks. I think they are going to be able to stop Devin Singletary, aka stay tuned for another prop I like. But I think they're going to have trouble with Josh Allen. And again, quarterbacks scramble when they feel desperate, when the game has a lot of stakes to it. And a division game on Monday night. Bills really need this to kind of stay in the mix. I love it. So give me Josh Allen over 42.5 rushing yards. Speaking of steaks, now that's a transition. Omaha Steaks just had one of the most of it was. I'm a horrible cook. I know what I'm doing on the grill, but normally can't really make myself a great meal unless it's on the grill. And the Omaha steak I had last night was just it was a masterpiece. So they get you these filet mignons, bacon wrapped filet mignon. I mean, right there, what's better than a filet wrapped in bacon? And I had never made one. I was like, wait, how is this gonna work? And what I realized was that the steak ends up cooking the outside wrap of the bacon. It is. Oh man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I'm gonna go home and make another one. Again, this job is awesome. Not only do I get to talk about football, I also get to talk about steaks. I also get free Omaha Steaks samples. It's a dream come true. And again, anyone you're sending Omaha Steaks to, they're gonna love it. Great for father-in-laws, dads. I mean, what do you get your dad for Christmas, right? What do you get him for the holidays? You have no idea. Your dad doesn't like getting stuff. Does your dad like a giant box of vacuum sealed meat? Of course he does. He's going to love it. And you save $30 off. Plus, you support the fellow juicers, a.k.a. me and the show. Always appreciate the support. All you got to do is go to omahasteaks.com, use the promo code JUICE at checkout to get that extra $30 off. omahasteaks.com, promo code JUICE, because the steaks are juicy. Minimum order may be required. Okay, Mac Jones. Speaking of Mac Jones being a little fraudulent, I'm going to take his under passing yards to 26.5. Buffalo's defense is pretty good. They're getting healthy. And who is explosive on this Patriots offense that's really going to light them up in the passing? Now, maybe I am worried about Ramondre Stevenson because he seems to be a huge target for the Pats right now. So maybe that's how he gets over. But other than that, I don't see it. Like Nelson Aguilar had himself a game against the Vikings. I don't see that happening against the Bills here. And, the Bills, 221.5 is their average. And that's even kind of inflated because there was that game again. They basically had back-to-back games against Detroit in a dome. That's going to kind of raise, it's easy to rack up passing yards in a dome. And the Browns got a bunch of garbage yards passing. So I think they can really slow down Mac Jones. Again, that's why I like him for the game. Give me Mac Jones under 226.5 passing yards. The Buffalo defense is getting right at the right time. Now, on the other side of the ball, I'm also taking the under on Devin Singletary rush yards. Seeing that at 53.5. All these props are courtesy of DK. New England, one of the things they can really do well on defense is stuff the run. Last 3 games, they've held opponents to 64.7 yards per game total. And I think the issue here is Josh Allen is going to be taking a lot of the rushes. And I just don't think Devin Singletary is going to have a super efficient game. And I don't think he's going to get the carries to get over this 53.5 rush yards. So give me the under on Devin Singletary rush yards. Last but not least, everyone's favorite. Let's get a little fellow juicers here. Let's get a little degenerate here. First off, Dawson Knox anytime touchdown plus 310, and then of course Dawson Knox 2 touchdowns plus 2,500. Get those both on DK. I know you're just like, oh, Sean, are you gonna pick a tight end to have 2 touchdowns every episode? No, I also had Khalif Raymond. That didn't work out, but. Man, the matchup makes sense combined with Dawson Knox. He is just due. First off, as far as teams that have allowed touchdowns to the tight end, New England leads the league with the exception of the Cardinals. Cardinals have had 12 games. They've allowed 9 touchdowns to the tight ends. But Patriots are right there and leading the league with teams who have had 11 games with 8 touchdowns. Now, let's take a look at Dawson Knox himself. Before the year 2020, he's 3 years in the league, decent sample size. And last year he had 9 passing touchdowns. That's probably a little high. But you take all 3 years, and he's had 14 touchdowns on 101 catches, essentially a touchdown percentage of 14%. That sounds about right for a tight end, for a guy involved in this offense. And this year, he only has 2 touchdowns on 33 receptions. You're looking at like 6% there. Regression is coming. And Bill Belichick, what does he do? He shuts down your biggest weapon. Your biggest weapon is Stephon Diggs, right? So I think he might roll a little coverage over there. Maybe it ends up being good for Isaiah McKenzie. Gabe Davis is real hit or miss. And I think this creates an awesome opportunity for a big Dawson Knox game. Dawson Knox eats. We all eat. Dawson Knox anytime touchdown plus 310, and Dawson Knox 2 touchdowns at plus 2,500. 1 unit on each of those. Devin Singletary under 53.5 rush yards. Mac Jones under 226.5 passing yards. Josh Allen over 42.5 rush yards, and the Bills minus 3.5 for the game. 2 units over there. Of course, Omaha Steaks, promo code JUICE, $30 off, minimum required. And BetMGM, also promo code JUICE. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other show, the Sports Gambling Podcast. You know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.